Hey everybody, this is Kevin, your host for Kevin's Corner, real estate from a marketing perspective, and we're back with the second segment of episode number 15. And today, this wonderful gentleman sitting next to me, most of you people already probably know this guy. He's famous. He's worldwide famous. Everybody knows this guy. This is Gregory from the Loan Signing Agency. Hi.
Hey, how are y'all?
So Greg is actually the loan signing company that we use here at Stewart Title, Sugarland, but you also service almost everybody, right? I mean, I see you on social media every day. By the way, thanks for the. We'll talk later.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So tell everybody what you do.
Yeah, we provide notaries and mobile closers for title companies. We do a lot of work for Stewart Title. Many of the offices, Clear Lake, Sugarland, Richmond, Castroville.
What is that?
That's right outside of San Antonio, just west of San Antonio on I-10.
I'll put that on my bucket list.
There you go. You
I've
need
never
to put
heard
it
of that one before.
Yeah, no, great people out there.
I'm sure they are.
Tanya's amazing.
I just never heard of that before.
Yep.
But you don't just work with Stewart. You work with pretty much any title company that needs your services.
Pretty much any title company, from the small ones in the small towns all the way up to the big ones like Stewart Title. It's been around for 130 years.
Happy birthday to us in October.
So,
tell everybody what the loan signing agency is. And when you come to my office because we need your services, what is that? What do you do?
Okay, so if I'm going to be doing, or one of my notaries are going to be doing a signing in the office, it's because the escrow officer is needing some extra help, and so we're going to come in and take the closing aspect for the escrow officer. So we're going to walk the signers through the paperwork just like the closer would, just like the escrow officer would.
So why does an escrow officer need you? Isn't that what escrow officers already do?
Yes, it is what they do. But sometimes the really good ones, like here in this office, they get really busy. And so when there's...
So you kind of like assist us.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're your falling. We come in and pick up the overflow.
So if we're busy and two contracts wanted to close on the same day at the same time, we could still do it. We just call you in.
Exactly.
And then, if I'm correct, you also do what we call mobile closings?
We do mobile closings. So, like I did one yesterday, a young lady couldn't get off work. Mm-hmm. So we went to her employment, and during her lunch hour, we closed her house.
Oh, wow. So how long does it usually take for when you or your people come somewhere or go somewhere and close for somebody? What's the process like?
Well, it depends on the kind of transaction, whether it's a seller or a buyer, but it's very much like it is in the office. The same things happen. We're going to check their identification. We're going to go over the paperwork. So for a seller, 15 to 30 minutes. For a buyer, it could be anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, depending on, if they're new, first-time home buyer, we go through more detail because they have no idea what they're doing. And so we make sure they understand before they leave what they've done. And
yeah, because I've bought a house or two before, and those documents are this thick.
Exactly.
So there's so much that you're signing. You just so I actually saw you in. I think I've seen pictures of you in Tyler before, Texas,
Lufkin.
In Lufkin.
It was in Lufkin, right?
So are you licensed in Texas, or is this a United States thing?
Well, for me to do my notary, I'm commissioned in the state of Texas, so I can go anywhere in the geographical state of Texas, and I can notarize. Okay, but I have notaries all across the country. We've done signings in 40 states, and we work off of a database of about 40 to 50,000.
So you could leave today right now and drive down to Brownsville and close something.
Absolutely.
El Paso.
I could.
Amarillo.
I could.
And everywhere in between.
Everywhere in between.
So do these notaries do they work directly for you, or are they just part of your network?
They're part of my network.
Okay.
And we've gone through the process of vetting. They have to be credentialed with the National Notary Association. They have to carry errors and omissions. They have to be certified to be a loan signer. And then they have to go through an interview process, which is one of the things that makes our service a little bit different, is we actually personally interview each and every notary before they're ever
Who
given
interviews them?
I do most
You
of
do.
them. Yeah,
So is the loan signing agency your company?
my company.
You own it. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. How did you come up with this idea of how to do this?
That's a great question. I wanted to get into real estate, and I'm not nearly as good as Kimmy about being a real estate agent.
Or as patient, probably.
Probably not. No, but I did really want to be in on real estate transactions, and I heard a podcast, kind of like this one right here, and the gentleman was discussing his course on becoming a loan signing agent. And I went, I've already done that before because I worked for a home builder 20 plus years ago doing closings. And that was the genesis of the concept. Now, once I got trained and got into the system, I realized that when I closed on my house in 2009, I used a mobile notary and just didn't know it. And looking back on my experience, when I walked out of there, I had no idea what we were doing or what I had done. Other than I knew at some point I was going to get a set of keys. That was pretty much all I knew. I realized I wanted to take that to the next level. So that's why
So how did you do that? I mean, how did you amass this network of notaries across the country, and where'd the idea come from?
Well, the idea came from the fact that I've built businesses in the past. I knew what it took to build a business, and I found a platform that would handle the administrative side of finding the notaries and doing that, and they provide the database, and that's where I start with the raw recruits, and then I go through the process of vetting them, making sure they have all their credentials. We have that interview, and then at that point I can decide whether or not we want them in our network. Then when we get orders in that area, we go through the process with them. They can call us pretty much, well, not quite 24/7, but at least 18 to 20 hours a day they have access to somebody.
And so if someone on your network is in, let's say, Tallahassee, Florida, how do the title companies in Tallahassee, Florida know that your services are available to them? Because you're not in Florida, you're in Texas.
I'm in Texas. Well, social media is really a big reason they find us. I've developed a following on the west coast of Florida, actually around Melbourne.
Really?
To the point that the Chamber of Commerce asked me to join the chamber.
Nice. Did you?
Not yet.
Do it.
Oh, I intend to.
I just went through the Fort Bend Chamber of Commerce leadership program, and
yeah,
man, it was cool, but it was tiring.
Yeah, I would definitely want to be a part of it because, once again, another place where we're a little bit different. We're involved at the local level with the branches. It's not just, okay, give us your orders. We actually get involved. We help with sponsoring events. We get involved in their marketing. We share and post all of their posts, and which is how Melbourne found us. Yeah,
and he's telling you the truth, guys, because you are a supporter of my events.
Absolutely.
And the contest is between you and Tam Tran from Taylor Global, but either you or her, I make a post, one of you two's already shared it.
Yes.
Within 30 seconds, it's been on there.
Yes.
I just, it was just, you share everything. So
absolutely.
I appreciate that. Thank you, because it helps me.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you get involved in my events. You sponsor some of my events, and you get involved. But you also go basically door to door too. You just go to title companies and introduce yourself.
Absolutely. I go and introduce myself, build relationships, because real estate is a team sport, and it is a relationship business. And so my number one goal is to build as many relationships as possible. And for those that I can help, that's great. And if I can't help them, then it's no problem.
I've long said that people in this business do business with people that they know, like, and trust.
Yes.
And if they don't see you, Kimmy, they can't know, like, and trust you. So that's why you should do video. We're going to tie her into the whole show.
The whole show. She's getting the whole show. That's
exactly.
Awesome.
So how do you is there anything else that you do besides social media and basically door knocking to build your business and create relationships, marketing wise?
Marketing wise, That's probably the biggest part of it. We also focus in on the training and mentoring of the notaries, which gets us a little bit of play. People find out about us because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But most of it is social media and just being involved at the grassroots.
Do you do informational marketing about yourself to let everybody know that you're out there and that you're the expert?
I do some email marketing.
Okay.
And I follow up with title companies that I've visited. Sometimes I'll send them emails before I go to visit to kind of soften the blow. But
he's coming.
Here I come. Definitely.
Wow.
Well, you have to go door to door to take over the world. So
there are plenty of title companies just in the city of Houston.
In the city of Houston.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Stewart Title's got 17 or 18 offices, just ourselves.
Right.
And then you throw in all of our competitors, and
it's a lot.
They're everywhere. So
it's a lot.
What is your plan for your company going forward? Do you have is there anything on the horizon that you might be going to be doing differently, or adding, or changing, or?
My biggest focus right now is to expand our clientele outside of the state of Texas. Right now, all of our title companies are here. We do a lot of signings outside of the state because that's where the signers are. But I'm actively going after and to expand in Florida because it's one of the busiest states right now. And there are a couple of others that I've had some success with that I plan to build. But that and creating a better training network for notaries. Those are my biggest pushes right now.
The other thing that and I think we started to do this, but create some classes for what you do.
It's so funny you said that. I was thinking about a first-time homebuyers class on my way over here today.
Yeah. But in addition to that, a class that's maybe an hour long about what you do.
Yeah.
For real estate agents.
Yes.
Because not all of them are familiar with what you do.
That's true. A lot of them are not familiar completely with the closing process and what's going to happen. And I know that's what we were working on, and I've got to get back to that project to get that finalized. But
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, I know. I have not
I
forgotten.
pulled out the presentation the other day, and there was like 2 inches thick dust. Yeah. What's going on, guy?
It's on my desktop. I won't let myself forget
it's still
about
there?
it. Yeah, and every time I see you, of course.
So we need to do that.
Yeah, we definitely do, because there's a real need, because I see that from the signers when they walk in and they're unprepared, and it's because they're
so there's a lot of agents like Kimmy and other ones that ask me all the time. You know, you teach all these marketing classes and they're great and they're helping us. Thank you very much. But how come you don't teach a title class?
Right.
Well, because I don't know anything about title. I work for Stewart Title, but I don't know anything about title.
Sure.
I'm a business development guy. And love Caitlin, love Devaney, love Wendy. They're not going to teach a Title 101 class. They're not going to stand up in front of a crowd of agents for 2 hours and talk about it. So, but you would.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat. Yeah. So we really need to get that finished.
We need to finish that.
Okay.
Yes. So we'll make a goal before this year is out. Let's get that done.
And nothing against Caitlin and Devaney and Wendy. They're awesome escrow officers.
Oh, my gosh.
They're just not public speakers.
So much of what I've learned in title, I've learned from Caitlin. Mm-hmm. She's an amazing teacher.
She's got
at the ground level.
Since I've been here for over a year and a half, there's never been a question that I've asked her that she did not know the answer to.
Exactly.
And I ask a lot of questions because, again, I don't know anything about title.
Right. Absolutely.
So why don't you tell everybody, for the agents out there and for any title companies that might see this podcast, how they get a hold of you?
All right. You can reach me just about any way you can reach someone. You can reach us by text or by calling 346-291-7467. That's 346-291-7467. You can send me an email directly, greg@theloansigningagency.com.
Awesome. And you mentioned social media, so tell everybody what social media platforms you have.
I'm on Twitter. Most of what we do is on Facebook. We do, as you know, I do a lot on Facebook personally, professionally. Everything on my personal page is just about as professional, but I also have a number of pages for our company in the various areas that we already have a significant business in.
And do you have Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, any of that? I mean, TikTok or anything like that?
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me either. Well,
I
have
Google.
Instagram.
I have Google My Business because
Good.
because of your Google My Business class.
And there you go.
Yeah. Like Kimmy, I had to fight to get it, but I got it done.
Almost. Well, to me, Google, and nothing against Google if you're listening, but Google's like attorneys and dentists.
Right.
We don't like them, but we have to use them.
We have to use them.
It's
right.
part of life. So, do you have a website?
I do.
Go ahead.
TheLoanSigningAgency.com.
Awesome. And I ask Kimmy this question. I ask everybody this question on my podcast. If there's one thing that you wanted anybody listening to this podcast to know about Gregory Gray or the Loan Signing Agency, what would you like that to be?
The Loan Signing Agency is the key to a positive signing experience. That is our focus and our mission.
Awesome. Tell everybody your phone numbers one more time.
346-291-7467.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank Greg Gray from the Loan Signing Agency for being on the podcast. Kimmy Gillespie with Only One Realty. This is episode number 15. Like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I always have to thank my support, which is Jennifer Smitis, the area vice president, Caitlin Cornick, Devin, and Wendy Santana from the Richmond office. You guys need title. You really should be using Stewart Title for a number of reasons, but that's a different podcast. If you would like to be on the podcast and you're in the Fort Bend County area and you're a vendor that wants to work with agents around here, or you're an agent and you're looking for another way to market your business, I'd love to have it in the podcast. Give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com. So you guys have a great rest of the week, a great weekend. This is episode number 15. Kevin's Corner, real estate from a marketing perspective. See you next week. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.